Who would like to do a recap?
I can do it unless someone else wants to.
Go for it.
Last time on the Meddlers of Mischief, the group headed towards Footfall, leaving the capital after acquiring their items that they placed their order for. They decided they would get mischievous by taking care of whatever was plaguing the small town. Upon arriving and realizing the town was a very small farm town with not much to go upon, they stumbled upon a man who just happened to be the town elder, who was able to give them information on where to start looking for the disappearances. After some persuasive talking to get more information out, the group learned that they had to head towards a lone farm further out, and that people were mostly disappearing at night and only in the fields. Or at least it started that way. Upon heading to this farmhouse, they met an old lady with her small dog, Courage, that she called him, who mentioned that her husband, who was the first to go disappearing, was last seen in their fields. The group started suspecting, upon observing everything, that there was something to do with the scarecrows. And I believe they asked her how many scarecrows there originally were, and then I think she said 3, but the group saw 6. So, heading into the fields while Aiden stayed with the old lady and the dog, the group inspected the various scarecrows. So far, they had all seemed normal from what they could tell, even though they were dressed like different people. Even Caradwin, I believe it was, found one that looked like a child who had been missing. But it was also Caradwin's bird. Why am I spacing on your bird's name?
Morrigan.
Morgan. It's been too long. Morgan just happened to notice that the scarecrows were somehow slowly moving closer. Alerting the others, everyone armed themselves just in time as the scarecrows stopped faking their slow movements and charged the group. One after another, they came in, and one after the other, the group struck them down. Carrot went throwing fireballs and other massive spells. Nyx turning into a bear while summoning more bears to protect the group. Damascus upon Harvey, charging back and forth, skewering them with his lance, and Galliford trying to dance around the fields with his sword. And yet, the scarecrows would not stay down. They kept rising after being struck down where they should have been dead, some still burning. Eventually, Galliford fell as they swarmed around him. This is when everyone realized they needed to leave. Carowin, realizing there wasn't much left, used her invisibility spell to get free of the fray. Damascus on Harvey was safe for the most part and planned his way to save Galliford. Nyx also decided to try and save Galliford, charging forward after being knocked out of her bear form and turning into a giant hyena. Catching all the scarecrow's attentions, they swarmed towards Nyx as Damascus used his rope to tie up Galliford and drag him out of the fray. Unfortunately, Nyx was not able to make it free as the scarecrows swarmed and jumped upon her. The group made it out, but Nyx had fell. Upon heading back to the farmhouse, Damascus and Galliford, now awake, were worrying frantic. Was Carrotwin gone too? What were they going to do about Nyx? They couldn't leave her in there. But then Aiden had mentioned that he found a tablet. Upon inspecting it, they found out it was the source of everything. And after destroying the tablet and going back to check, the scarecrows were no longer animating. But all that was left of Nyx was a scarecrow version of her. The group began to cry as Carrotwin had also shown up. But Galliford walked off with the scarecrow of Nyx, praying and praying and praying. What will happen next? Find out today on Meddlers of Mischief.
Alright, give yourself a point of inspiration. So yes, you guys retrieve Nyx's scarecrow body from the cornfields, and Galliford began to pray. After his prayers, you guys see Galliford collapse.
I'll rush over and check on him.
You give me a medicine check.
Oh no.
This is the wrong character for that.
It is.
You feel his. You check his breathing. You're trying to figure out whether he's unresponsive. You check his pulse, and he does not have a pulse.
Oh shit. I don't know if I have a potion of healing. Oh my god. Hello? He's unconscious. He's not breathing.
Damascus will shuffle over because he's now drunk. What? What do you mean he's not breathing?
He's not breathing. He doesn't have a pulse. I don't know what's going on. He just collapsed.
Oh, come on, Galliford, don't do this to us. I'll see if I can help.
Do you know CPR or?
No, I don't know anybody by those initials. I do have this healing paste that the Nyx. And I won't finish that sentence, and I'll just lather it on Galliford and hope it works.
All right. You apply the healing.
I apply it directly to the forehead.
Oh. You apply the healing salve to Galliford, but nothing happens.
Okay, I will prod some in his mouth. Hope maybe that works.
Nothing.
God, I thought I have a potion of healing, but I don't. I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna attempt CPR, but I'm very weak, so I'm just like slamming on its chest.
Okay, yeah, you start doing CPR, but after a while, you can't get Galliford up. It's all intents and purposes, Galliford's dead.
Hang on, let me hit him with my lightning gauntlets. That's like a defibrillator, right?
Yeah, if you rub your gauntlets together and then shock him with them, that might help.
Clear!
You zap Galliford. He does the chest raises up. But again, Gallenford is unresponsive.
Aiden, we need your help.
Aiden rushes over.
Fix.
Fix? You. Aiden is. What does Aiden have? He doesn't have much. He just has much as what you guys are doing already. So he's trying his best, but Gallenford is unresponsive.
Oh, you stupid bird! You can't leave us like this! I'm just gonna start shaking him. Didn't you have a mission to accomplish?
The night goes on as you now have 2 down party members. Nyx. You find yourself waking up in a dark forest. There's no birds, no insects, no breeze. You're just surrounded by plants and trees.
Hello, is anybody here?
You do hear, after you call out, some sobbing. Like somebody is lost, like a lost child is sobbing in the forest.
Okay. I follow the sound of the sobbing.
Okay.
Hello?
You walk in the direction of the noise. It takes a little bit. Eventually, you see something curled up in some sort of ball, and it's you could tell this is this whatever this creature is the source of the sobbing.
Huh. She gets down to their level and is like, is everything okay? Are you lost?
As you get closer, you see this creature has gray, leathery skin. You could tell like his arms can wrap around its body all the way over, and it has long, lanky feet and legs, and it's just standing there sobbing, or crouched down sobbing.
You're not gonna attack me if I get closer, are you? As she like goes to touch their shoulder.
You take a step forward, and the creature stops sobbing. You could hear his arms and neck creak as it starts to turn in your direction. You don't get a.
I mean, I'm already dead. How more dead can I get?
You don't get.
Don't ask that question. You don't want to know the answer.
Oh.
You don't get a chance to see its face as it was about to complete its turn to face you, as a yellow light snatches you from this forest.
Oh no.
You wake up
Wait.
in a barn, laying next to Gallenford. You and Gallenford both wake up at the same time. And this is the next morning.
Oh my god, it worked! It worked! And I'm gonna immediately squeeze Nyx and pick Nyx up as I kind of spin happily.
I thought I was dead. I was already ready to see my mom.
He actually did it. He saved you.
Next, when you were next to this creature, you had this overbearing sense of sadness and depression. Like
Oh.
you were very sad and depressed as well.
This isn't a dream, right? And then I pinch Gallinsford's cheek. That's how you do it, right?
Ow. No, this isn't a dream. And I'm gonna look around. Are the others passed out around us?
You don't. Oh, what's the rest of you guys doing in the morning?
Damascus is passed out, surrounded by broken scarecrows with Hugh in his hands. And it looks like he just collapsed in the middle of the street.
I would have definitely kind of rested in the barn near the two of them.
So, Caradwin, you see Gallenford wake up, and then you see Nyx still wearing the clothes that she was when she was in a scarecrow, but you see some straw sticking out of it. But Nyx is awake and alive.
As I
That is
see
itchy.
Caradwin waking up, I'm just like, Caradwin, I did it. I saved her. Well, I called on someone to save her. Same as when I came back.
I have so many questions, but my first urge is really to punch you in the face and then hug Nyx. I'm not going to do the first one. I'm definitely going to do the second one.
Gallenford, you're also a little confused because that conversation you had lasted only a few minutes, but you could definitely tell this is the next day.
Wait, what? Why would you punch me? And what time is it?
Just the morning after that we thought you died as well.
What? Wait, but that conversation only lasted a few minutes when I prayed. I was gone that long?
I don't know what happened. You passed out, and that was it. No breathing, no pulse, nothing.
Huh. I'm trying to recall now when Caradwin was in that other place and she was unresponsive. Did she still have a pulse?
Yes. She was still breathing and everything. She was asleep.
Well, it can't be like that, or not entirely at least. Well, all is well at least. Look, she's back. Where's Aiden and Damascus? There's a little catch to it, and it will be easier to tell everyone when we're all together.
So I'm not alive
No.
yet?
You're alive, but the voice that I spoke to, that agreed to bring you back. Similar to how I had the task for that lost play, there is a price which is a little bit more immediate than the one I was tasked with originally. And, well, in a simpler term, he said if we dawdle around, then he'll take back what he gave.
I. Oh, Jesus.
So I'll be dead again.
Well, we're not gonna let that happen.
I go looking for Damascus. Aiden's probably inside. I have no idea where Damascus wandered off to in a drunken stupor.
Easily enough, yeah. Aiden probably would have been with Damascus, and they're probably both passed out on the road. You find them surrounded by destroyed scarecrows next to the field on the road.
I don't think I have any spells that just create water. That's very cold.
Well, how about we just wake him up with sound? Now I'm gonna pull forth the lute and just start playing loudly. Wake up on a Saturday night.
Zombie!
What? I'm not a zombie.
Oh. You're up! Damascus will stand up and he goes, what were you
I'm
doing?
a zombie.
No, you're not a zombie either.
Well, actually,
No.
I guess we technically don't know that.
No, you look perfectly fine. And I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at Nix! He will pick her up in a huge bear hug. You are breathing!
Alive!
Oh, what joyous day it is!
Now,
Oh, I'm so happy to see you, Nick. So alive. Well, Bucky, get out of here. We're going to have such a good day. Bucky, let's shoot.
Yeah, Bucky is ecstatic and is all running up and down on you, Nyx.
I missed you too, even though I don't know how long I was dead for.
Not long. It's just the next day. You haven't missed a thing.
wow, so many bottles on the ground and you don't even appear to have a hangover. How's Aiden handling all
Aiden
the alcohol?
Aiden has a massive hangover. And love you, Nyx.
Who can be suffering from a hangover at this joyous occasion? And Damascus has like vomit down his front, but he doesn't notice.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation and just clean him up.
And Nyx, you look down, you got vomit on your torn clothes as well.
Ew.
Because Damascus gave you a big, massive bear hug. Yeah, Nyx, you're still wearing the torn up clothes from what happened yesterday.
I cannot have a decent set of clothes because it always gets torn up. What is this?
Well, at least your magical items didn't rip.
Yeah, that's true.
When Nyx mentions her clothes, Damascus will flourish out his leatherworker's tools. It's like, nevertheless, if they get torn, I will fix them.
Well, maybe we should head back to the old lady's farm and then I can explain the catch now that we're all together while you sew up her clothes.
So there's a catch to it. There's always a catch, isn't there?
Yeah, this one's going to be interesting. and more immediate than mine when I came back. But let's get back to somewhere private before other people wake up and see this mess.
Great. And I want to. Damascus wants to carry Nix to the house.
Okay.
I don't. If I don't have to walk, I'm not complaining.
All right. You guys make it back to the farm. Muriel has set up some breakfast and some coffee for you all.
Much appreciated, my lady Muriel. He will take a big gulp, gargle, and swallow to get the remnants out of his mouth.
I'll down my coffee before I stand up in front of everyone to tell them what I experienced. So, I don't know where I end up whenever this happens, but now I have an idea of how I'll appear if I speak to him again. That voice that I mentioned to you guys before, well, he was the one who answered when I was praying for help to save Nyx. And this time I will play the lute to use the illusions to kind of show a visual of what it looked like to me, where it just looks like a mini me on a stage with darkness around, so I can't see who it is that's speaking. But I'm gonna add to it and make it seem like it's a giant silhouette of a man kind of in like space or something like that staring back.
Okay.
I'm like, this is what it felt like, pointing at the image as I'm playing the lute. As I called out and he answered, he asked why a couple questions, asking how important Nyx was, what was, why should he bring her back, and I kind of said that Nyx, you would be helpful in this play and everything, and tried to talk you up since he seems to like to observe everyone as if everything was a play. Eventually, he agreed to bring you back, but he said that he wanted us to go on a task to find something. He wouldn't tell me what it was, but said we would know what it was when we would search this house, and that the person whose house we would have to search, not house, den, was named Bog, which I kinda assumed might be a witch. He said this Bog was in the neighboring kingdom, but not to kill Bog, because Bog has a something to play out as well, and they wouldn't be very good at negotiating, so it sounds like we have to be very creative in getting into Bog's den and searching it for whatever this item is.
Does the name Bog sound familiar? Is it like a local legend, or is it?
You know, I actually did not recognize it at all, but after what I told the voice about some of my past, I figured he picked it specifically because of my encounters with witches in the past.
So he just gave us this one name to go off of.
Well, that and that they reside in the neighboring kingdom.
Yeah, you all know that the continent is shared between the uh, the Empire and the Kingdom of Herman. Um,
That's
you
gonna
all
take a
know.
while.
You all know that you guys have never been to the kingdom. However, you all know that it's not a very pleasant place to be. It's an old and ancient kingdom. The Empire's been trying to lay claim to it because it's all untamed land. It wasn't. The old rulers are no longer there, so it's filled with a matter of monsters and whatnot. So there's.
And how long do we have to complete this task?
Sorry about that, I had to turn something off. What was that?
How long do we have to complete the task?
He didn't give me a set time. He really just said if he feels like we're taking too long and dawdling, that he'll take back what he gave.
Couldn't have left like a warning sign, like numbers on my like forearm saying how many days I have left. Actually, I should check. Do I have any days on my arms?
I feel like I should know that reference.
I know what the reference is. You look on your arms and you don't see anything.
Nothing here.
You just see the scars from the battle you ensued from yesterday's battle.
Are healed over, or are they just kind of like still look kind of fresh?
They seem to be healed over. But your body is scarred from being torn up.
Well, I think we can all agree on what our next destination is.
I agree.
How much do you guys know of this neighboring kingdom? I actually do not know as much as I would like to, at least.
That's a good question. Is there anything that I would have read in my studies about this at the college?
You can give me a history check about the kingdom itself.
I assume it's on the other side of the mountains.
You know it's on the other side of the mountains. It's let me send you a picture. The map is not finished. Okay, it's in the chat. So the kingdom is the southern half of the continent.
Oh.
Across the mountains, that red area is known as the Red Salt Flats. That's where it's like is like a desert.
So our options are to head south and either take a boat or cross the mountains.
You know that the kingdom is filled with old ruins. There's no current king or queen or whatever. There's no hierarchy that's ruling over the kingdom. Again, it's just an ancient kingdom. There are mythical legends over there that war heroes of old used to live there and stuff like that. There's plenty of old ruins, but right now it's filled with monsters. And you would know, Caradwin, that the kingdom was overthrown back in its age by a sorceress by the name of Morgana.
Ooh.
And that's kind of allowed evil to flourish over the kingdom, and that's why there's almost there's no war with the kingdom, but it's just like the empire has been just kind of holding back the evil that can come from that place.
Damascus, we're not even going to think about that as an option. We'll walk. And also, there's a really bad evil sorceress that we should, that's kind of ruling the land. Or I guess as close to ruling it as you can.
But this was hundreds
Imagine.
of years ago, so.
Are you
Oh,
saying,
so I don't even know if she's alive. Shit.
Caradwin, are you saying Nyx isn't worth it?
Ouch.
I'm going to remain silent.
Just judgmental stare.
Well, with what you guys just informed me of this place, that's gonna make things harder, because now I do know how many free folk there are in this other land to help guide us to this bog.
And the bog is a person.
So we need to go to the evil lands, find a witch. Great. Maybe I missed this. What is the relationship between this figure that has control over Nick's life and death and this potentially evil witch creature?
Well, just as I was kind of stating before, this figure merely seems like some powerful being that just observes and watches. He said the item that we would recognize when we saw it was not his, that we just needed to retrieve it, but that Bog had a part to play, so not to kill Bog. So I don't think he has a direct relationship with Bog, but it also sounds like I think he knows certain things that are going to play out as long as certain things don't happen. So my guess is if we killed Bog, it might ruin something that's supposed to happen in the future.
And you still don't have a name for this being at all? We have no idea who or what it is.
He said he would tell me in time.
You know, Caradwin, I've heard some tales that giving a name to a creature might weaken it, but it might also give it strength, if you know what I mean.
My concern is that we are dealing with something that is toying with the lives of our company. And I don't like that.
You know, I would have been more scared, but I mean, I'm wearing this ring of mind shielding, so it doesn't seem like the thing that you were close to. Otherwise, the ring would have worked.
Caradwin, you call it manipulating the lives of our friends. I call it saving their lives from death. If he asks that we find this person Bog, I think that's a small price to pay for Nyx.
Listen, I am not saying this out of not being happy that Nyx is here. I'm so glad. However, there are other forces in this world that are not so great. And I think putting our trust into something that has now twice brought people back to life and twice made demands for that, it doesn't make sense why, first of all, that it's helping us in this way. What have we done besides fight a single dragon that has beings from other planes look at us in some favorable light?
It's like you said, perhaps we have a part to play in their grand scheme.
And
I was very
like that idea.
Curious before, but after what we uncovered about that dragon and what you saw, and now that I understand a little bit of what this lost play is, that's pretty much what I've come down to. I think something is going to happen, and we might have a part to play to try and thwart it. Hence my reasoning on rushing to get these earrings.
I will go along with this for the sole sake of making sure Nyx gets to live. But I really find this all to be... Not everything that has knowledge of something that has saved the world is necessarily a good thing.
Speaking from experience, Caradwin?
I'm just going to remain silent.
Well, I think I now know who the wisdom in the group will be, as I pat Caradwin's shoulder.
And if we really have to take the river, I'll take the river.
Would it help if your eyes were closed the whole time we were on the river?
I think it would just make it worse.
Oh. Motion sickness?
No, I think I'd be too afraid that I'm in water the whole time anyways. And that God only knows what's going to hop on the boat and kill us. I'd like to be able to see the enemy so that I can throw a fireball made of lightning at them.
Well, I suggested the river because it seems that it's not too far away, and it's a direct path down to the edge of the mountains. Else, I feel we'll have to cross the same mountain range twice and brave a perilous desert, or cross this little tiny spit of ocean.
Caradwin, you do know that Dunder Hall, where you grew up, is like, think of it as like the border crossing into the Red Salt Flats.
Do we need to go to the Salt Flats? I thought we were just heading south.
That's one way to cross the mountain path.
That's one way to get... Okay.
If we were taking the Salt Flats route, we would head to Dunder Hall.
But I'm guessing that we can commission a boat along somewhere in order to get down there without having to cross the mountains.
I could maybe whip up a boat with my new carpentry skills.
I think that'll take a while. I think
I learned it just like I finished my master's degree 3 days ago. How hard can it be?
I do have a question, though.
Damascus has a master's degree is really painful to me. It hurts my pride.
It's a technical degree in carpentry.
All right, that feels better.
Curious.
But I get to be called Master Carpenter.
I'm never calling you that.
You said the Dunder Hall was border passing. Is it normally... Are there guards armed there?
It's a dwarven hold, as far as I'm aware. So you would basically go through their city and then through the mountains that they have kind of carved and tunneled through to get to the other side.
I almost think, and this isn't just to help with your worry of the water, going through a border pass allows us to not only grab things along the way that might aid us, since I don't know how dangerous these creatures are on the other side, but get information from a group that are close to this other country, and possibly find out if they've heard of this bog and where bog might be, so we're not walking around blind.
Wait, am I misunderstanding the map here? Or is the kingdom we're going to the southern peninsula that's blocked off by the second set of mountains, or is it past the Red Flats?
I thought it was this past the second set of mountains.
That's like where the capital of the main, kind of like where that you guys are in the main set of the empire, where all the cities are and everything like that. Down in the southern peninsula would be like the same thing as the empire. So that's like, you believe that's where you need to go.
Okay.
But if you like draw a line from the westmost point to the eastmost point, and cut the continent in half. From the westmost point to the corner of the mountains right here.
The salt flats are still in the empire.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, this is still this is like expansion territory of the empire.
Yes. You're in the most civilized areas. There are some towns outside of that. I mean, it's more spread out, but there are civilizations outside of the empire, outside on the other side of the mountain pass. But you guys have never been there.
It's like the red salt flat purchase on the other side of the mountains.
Okay, because I was gonna, because I just want to make sure I have my understanding of where we're trying to go. Because if we're going to the southern peninsula, as much as I don't want to go on open water, getting a boat in Aelipoli might be our best bet. I can't imagine that they don't have boats going down that way. If there are campaigns to keep the evil trapped there, I'd imagine they have some form of military presence, at least on the coast. I'm nervous of crossing the mountains twice. That's my concern.
That's a good point. I was reading the map wrong. Obviously, that's not my specialty.
As long as we don't end up on the dysentery trail.
And also, I think passing through the salt flats might be dangerous. We would need a lot of supplies to go through that. As far as water and I don't know how the horses would fare in.
I mean, technically, we just have to cross a large body of salt either way.
Yeah, that is true.
I feel that, surprisingly, I think the ocean is a safer bet.
Yeah, unfortunately. I think if we take the river down to here and then travel north to Aelipoli, we could potentially find a boat to take us.
Or you could go back to the Imperial City.
Or we could go back to the... Oh, we're in Footfall, aren't we?
Yeah, you're in Footfall.
Oh, I thought we were... Yandrea was the next place we were going to go.
Yeah, you guys were on your way to Yandrea to help deal with some bandit issues. But this is kind of... put a hitch in your plans.
To say that...
Sorry, guys, I ruined your plans.
No, it's all right.
I stayed alive.
You could always split the party.
Miascus will give Nyx a small hug and he goes, "You're never a hindrance."
Yeah, let's just go back to the Imperial City. That makes more sense. I don't know. I thought we were further inland, but yeah, just going back to the Imperial City makes sense.
Kara, there's also you do know, since it was brought up about magical teleportation, there are ways to magically teleport to other locations around the world. And one of the ways is through magical ley lines.
Oh, I do kind of know some of these things, except my passing was always through the Feywild, and well, you can also lose track of time through that. You might not want to do that route. And as I say that, I check my compass just to see where the closest Feywild portal might be.
So
The
it
music
goes,
got really ominous after Gallenford said that.
The music.
so you pull out your
We
compass to try to find out where the nearest magical portal to the Feywild is. It points uh, northwest.
Oh, that's good to know. I'll close the compass and look back.
Well, if we want to do teleportation, we do have a powerful wizard that recently kept us under lock and key, who may have information about that.
So, possibly teleport over and then figure out our way back after.
Yeah.
Well, I guess going to the Imperial City, they'd be able to let us know how dangerous this place is going to be.
Yeah, if anybody knows something about this country, it'll be at the Imperial City.
I'm sure there must be some veterans who have been over there.
It's true, we can always ask the hunting lodge. I'm sure they've have made expeditions down there to fight some crazy beasts.
Maybe we could actually find a map.
That's also true, that could be helpful. Yeah, I guess we can head back to the Imperial City and go from there.
All right. You guys pack up your things after a talk. You bid Muriel goodbye and Courage goodbye. You did help bury her husband.
I found all of his pieces and
Yeah.
tried to.
You report back to the village elder and tell him what happened. You and return all the remains to the so they can be buried.
I think I got all the pieces back in place.
To their loved ones, and then you make your way back to the Imperial City. Was there anything you wish to do while on your travel?
Damascus is going to fix Nyx's clothes.
Okay. Caradwin?
I don't think so. I mean, on the way back to the city, there's really not much I can do. No, I don't. Yeah.
Gallenford?
I'm gonna occasionally search for goblin weed along the way back.
Okay. Give me a survival check. You find a nice bushel of it. And you get 11 pieces. Nyx, what would you like to do on the way back?
She's just gonna be kind of quiet for now. Just kind of contemplating about what that thing she saw was.
All right, yeah, it sticks in your mind, and you've been all over traveling with your family, but you also did not recognize the forest or whatnot. But that thing that you saw in the forest is really keeping you kind of awake at night.
I assume Nyx is going to be wrapped up in one of Damascus's big blankets, and Damascus is going to basically like, "Does this look good? You want it like this, like that?"
Yep.
Event.
Perfect.
Eventually, you make it back to the Imperial City. You go in. What do you do?
Do you think we should see your teacher first, or should we check with the hunting lodge and see if they have any answers about the place?
Why don't we do both? You and Caradwin go and see the mentor and maybe do some research, and then Nix and I'll go see the hunting party.
And Aiden will go secure.
Aiden, stay with the car.
He's gonna go secure lodgings at the same place you guys were at last time.
Good old Aiden, always choosing the easy route. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Chris, I'm going to take off a rabbit pelt for the repairs.
Okay. We'll start off with Caradwin and Gallenford. Caradwin, you make your way, leading Gallenford back to the Arcane University. There, you make your way to the library, and you find Professor Bierce sitting behind in the center again, where the librarian sits, and he's doing reading a book and doing some paperwork.
Hello, Professor.
Hello again.
Madame, Monsieur, what are you doing back so early?
Well, I'm just gonna be honest, some absolutely crazy shit just happened, and now we need to head to the southern continent. Or the southern part of the continent.
What the for?
No idea. Genuinely, I have no idea.
Then why are you going?
Because our smaller friend's life depends on it. At the whim of a god, maybe?
Let's take this conversation up in my office, where we can have some more privacy.
Wonderful.
He leads you up to his office. There, he closes the door. The tea set, pours you both a cup of tea. Please explain the situation.
Well, we went to Footfall to deal with a missing persons report. Turns out it was some strange scarecrows that were being animated by a tablet. In the process of dealing with this, our comrade Nix was killed.
Unfortunate. I'm sure you gave her a proper burial.
No, she's alive and well now. She's doing great.
But you just said she was.
She was fully turned into a scarecrow dead. And now...
I kind of nudge Carolyn at this one. I'm like, she fell, but I prayed for some assistance, and by divine intervention, she was brought back to us.
Really? Do you know who brought her back?
The voice said I would know its name in time.
if I had to place a guess, I would say, is it Dianda? Is that right? The god of nature?
I did call to Dianda.
He did. And also she carries a symbol of Dianda with her.
But I also called out to my lady, the queen of the autumn fae. I'm sure because of what we've already experienced from past things when we were being interviewed, this is definitely a god. And he said that this power doesn't come likely or something like that, and that even for gods there is a price for doing such things. So the reasoning for having to go to the other continent is to ensure that Nick stays among the living. We're supposed to find something from someone named Bog.
I do not recognize this name, but most deities, certain ones, do offer a price. Do you feel? Do you sense any ill intent from this being when he or she communicates with you?
Not at all, and coming from in the Feywild, I know when something is making crooked deals. I've dealt with hags and dark fae who will ask for like your soul or weird things like that. That was never asked. This voice only asked for a task, and previously when I had spoken to it, it's the voice that put me on the trail of this lost play. And so far what I've gathered from this lost play is it's meant to stop things from invading this world. So I do not get no ill intent from it. Quite the opposite. Not exactly like it feels like a neutral party that intervened momentarily.
I see. Well, if you feel no ill intent, I don't see the issue. If it tasks you to go to the kingdom, I recommend you go.
We were wondering if maybe there's a way you could teleport us down there, or if you know somebody who can.
Teleportation is a very tricky thing unless if you don't know where you are going. It is possible, but from your end it will be a one-way ticket.
Well, I think the concern of taking a boat is that would be a one-way ticket anyways. I doubt any ship sailing that way would stay for long enough for us to do our task and then come back. God only knows what we'll encounter down there.
Oh no, as the old ports in the kingdom, some adventuring parties do go down there, but the ships, there's nobody manning the ports, so to speak. They're just empty.
And that's my concern, is that they just drop us off and then leave.
Exactly.
So, either way, it sounds like it's a one-way trip for a bit.
I can perhaps arrange something to teleport you. How important is it to teleport? I should say. Are you in need? Is it an immediate thing? Or?
It is as immediate as physically possible, from the sounds of it.
I feel like we can still get supplied and geared up for it. From what I gathered, we
have enough time to get supplies, because taking a boat might take too long.
Sounded more like we shouldn't be putting other missions before this is more the vibe I got. So as long as we're like on task, I think we're fine. If that makes sense, Caradwin.
I really don't want to go on a boat.
You can always walk.
I don't want to walk out. I don't want to go on a boat. I just want to get there.
Well, what does the rest of your compatriots say?
Well, I think Damascus was all on board for the urgency. I don't think he's picky otherwise, frankly.
And the little one?
I don't know. Did Nyx have a
Little-
preference?
She didn't really say. I think she was just sad that her life was on the line.
Well, I will help in a way that I am able to. Just let me know how you wish to proceed, and then I will either help recommend a ship, help with maybe perhaps some traveling supplies if you decide to walk, or teleportation is possible, but it may now be a little more difficult. You just let me know, and I will do what I can.
Well, there is one other thing we were hoping to get help with, and that was, well, at least on my part, do a little bit more research about the kingdom before we head down there. If there's any materials that I could access in regards to that.
But of course, you always have access to the library. I will set you up in a study room and have recommendations sent your way.
Thank you. I suppose we can, or Gallanford, if you want to reconvene with everybody else, I'll stay here and study. Please convince them not to take the boat. And otherwise, I think that's all we need.
Very well. As you guys are finishing up, Damascus and Nyx, you make your way to the Hunter Slayers. That's the official name of the monster hunters. It's called the Hunter Slayers.
Good day, gents. We're back.
Again. That was a quick hunt.
Yes, well, things turned sour. And now we've got a new quarry, so to say.
And what is this quarry?
Well, apparently it's a guy named Bog, but his trail takes us to the southern kingdom of Herman.
He just kind of wide-eyes and stares at you. What?
Yeah, apparently that's our next destination.
He goes and pours you a drink. You and Nyx a drink.
Oh, nice.
I will sniff to make sure it's not alcoholic.
It is alcoholic. It is a beer.
Damascus will go to Nyx and he's like, just one.
Okay.
Cut to an hour later.
What? But right before you guys take the sip, he drops 2 shot glasses in one in each of your mugs.
I got none of that.
Something about 2 shot glasses.
He drops a shot glass in each of your mugs.
Oh.
We're losing you, Chris.
You're speaking in a weird language.
Hello? Okay, hold on. Hello? God damn it.
I wonder if we'll see
Oh,
pirates.
Let me see if I can speak it.
Feek? Hello?
Is
Speak!
this?
Oh, I'm losing connection. Hello?
Is this how they speak in the Southern Kingdom?
Oh my god, I'm losing everybody now.
I know.
No, I'm just screwing with my mic.
Oh,
Oh.
can you hear me now?
Oh, that was a good one.
Hello?
I'm rapidly pushing press to talk, so it sounds like this.
I heard you that time, Chris.
Okay. He drops a shot glass in each of your guys' mugs.
Okay.
It's an Irish coffee, it sounds like.
That bad, huh?
Why on earth are you wanting to go there? What's important? What important there?
Let's just say it's a matter of life and death.
And you have to hunt this bog?
Yes, apparently, this guy named Bog. Do you know him?
No. We had some of our guild mates go into the kingdom. Some have never returned. Some tell stories of monsters. I don't even know. But it's not a friendly place to go to, even for a hunter.
And this coffee is really strong because I got like 2 words.
Fuck. Hello?
I understood that.
I hear you.
Hello? Okay. Hunters have been lost.
Does that help?
Hold on. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, I had to switch to my phone because I was losing connection.
Yeah, we tried to all disconnect and reconnect too to see if that would help.
Okay, so hunters have been lost. God damn it! In the kingdom, some have never returned, and some have told stories about monsters of ill dispute. They don't. He can't even really doesn't even know what's in there. It's a bad place to go.
I see. Regardless, we're going anyways. Any help you can provide would be great.
Well, how much coin do you have, and what do you need?
Well, mostly information. Hang on, I'm getting a call.
Why don't we take this time to take a quick 5-minute bio break?
Sounds good.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm back also.
I'm here.
Still here.
All right. Um. So, what kind of help are you needing?
Well, information would be nice.
Um. What kind of information are you looking for specifically?
Well, what the people are like, and monsters we might come across, hazards. I've only trekked in the Empire.
Well, the forest there is the whole land is just one giant forest. I guess there are some old ruins there, but the trail there are some trails, old roads that you can walk on, but creatures there range from evil-looking women to little children wanting to tear your face off, and just monstrous creatures as well.
So from the downright dirty to the nightmare fuel.
Exactly. Not so much the way of towns, but I guess there are some villages there of like monster villages. Your classic goblin village or whatnot.
They hospitable,
Some
friendly to travelers. Or is this a wait and see situation?
it's a wait and see. Sometimes they will attack you. Sometimes there have been reports where they would, if you're friendly to them, they may be friendly back.
So kind of sounds like we're walking right into the middle of it with nothing but ourselves to back us up.
Yep. If you can make friends there, the better. The better. But
Oh, we're always good at making friends, aren't we, Nix?
Oh yeah, especially but he has a way with people.
Damascus just nods, grunts a little bit, and takes more of his drink. Any recommendation on weaponry?
just take what.
Is our usual get up good, or are we going to need to pack something bigger?
Your get up should be good. And what do you mean by bigger?
Well, not to brag, but we did have to bring down a dragon of fairly moderate size.
I don't think there there may most likely are creatures about as big as a dragon, but I can't tell you what they are or how they prepare.
Tell you what, when I come back, I'll tell you all about it.
I wish you the best of luck.
Cheers, my friend.
All right.
Nix, did I miss anything?
No, I think we're good. I mean, there's not much to go on anyway, so any information is better than no information.
Is there a simple way to get there? A preferred method?
The quickest will probably be by boat. Or
Yeah, well, that'd be nice, but you know anybody who owns a boat that would take us?
I mean, you could go down the harbor and see if anybody will be willing to drop you off. You just gotta pay them good coin.
No recommendations on a captain?
I do, but he's currently not. From what I heard, he's not currently in the harbor. He's not here.
I see. I guess we'll have to make our own way then.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, friend.
Likewise. I'm sure we'll see each other again.
I hope we do.
Exchange handshakes. Leave.
Yep. So you guys meet back up.
That was pretty strong.
Is that next?
That drink sure was strong. It was more sweet.
Aren't you the one that's handy with herbs?
True.
Maybe you can whip up something for us.
Well, if I can find any berries anywhere.
Don't go picking up berries in the city. They're probably all from stalls. The last thing we want is to be caught stealing. Best put Bucky away.
They wouldn't know. Oh.
Come on, let's go see if Caradwin and Galliford have gotten in trouble yet.
All right, you make your way back to the inn. Caradwin is still. Galliford, you're waiting for them. Caradwin, you're still at the university studying.
Oh, there you guys are. Did you learn anything?
A little bit. Not much help. Just know that we're apparently screwed.
Why is that?
Apparently, it turns out the kingdom of Hermit is like one big safari of beasts, monsters, and nightmares. Coupled with that is a few scattered tribes of monstrous folk who will either greet us with open arms or stab us in the back.
So
What'd you find
we'll
out?
need a negotiator, as Galliford points to himself.
Yeah, well, negotiations might or might not be on the table.
I'm sure we'll find someone I can persuade that can be very persuasive. I mean, remember in the very beginning, I convinced that Manticore to leave us be.
I also remember that Manticore shot a spike in my abdomen.
Well, obviously there was a time limit, but that time limit wasn't on the table until I spoke with him.
I also recall we butchered that Manticore later.
Oh yeah, because he broke the deal. Well, he didn't actually break the deal, he just got impatient.
I mean, I have darts that made out of him.
Either way, I can persuade somebody to do what we might like, and if they get impatient later, we'll just do to them what we did to the Manticore. We didn't have to fight the rats again. So,
Never fought them in the first place.
but you said safari? Sorry, I think I spoke over you.
If I do end up dying again, can you make my flowers, purple?
Nix, we're not going to talk that way. All I'm saying, Galliford, is that we'll try negotiations, but be ready with your soul.
Oh, of course.
Now where's Carradwood? Did she get thrown in the dungeon again?
Oh no, she's reading up and trying to learn more while we waited for you guys. It sounds like her teacher can teleport us if we need that route, but it would be a one-way trip there, and then we'd have to find our way back. I didn't really mention this, but I figure if we teleport over there with the cards and Harvey and Beauregard, then we should be good in at least having somewhere, some type of shelter with the cards, and we can eventually find our way back.
Yes, we were recommended a boat, a ship, but it also seems like it will be one way, as it'll be a drop off and not hanging around.
So it sounds like we should just teleport over then, which will ease Carradwin's fears.
Yes, well, I'm not so eager to do this teleporter thing. I don't exactly know how that works.
Oh, it'll feel no different than like stepping through a magical door, kind of like how I came to this plane from the Feywild.
Yeah, the thing is, I've never actually stepped through a magical door. It's got a weird feeling.
I mean, you'll notice the change in temperature depending on the place. I mean, I might have done it too often to notice much, but I think it's no different than stepping through a normal door.
But you're going like really far.
Yeah. Almost similar to, when I do those little quick steps that look like I'm vanishing. It's like stepping through a little magical space in the plains and appearing in somewhere else. I do it in the midst of fighting, so I'm sure you'd be fine.
So it's kind of like falling off of the bar. You take one step and you go really far.
Yeah.
Well, no. That sounds perfectly reasonable. I mean, nobody's ever gotten hurt jumping off of a barn. Yeah, this actually sounds kind of exciting. You excited about this, Nix?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't think I've traveled through teleportation things either, but if it's like falling, I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, it's easy to fall. This teleport must not be too bad.
Not at all. I've seen it done many times back in the Feywild.
I'm kind of excited to try this.
Back at the university in the library, Nick, you're going through stacks of books.
Stacks on stacks on stacks.
It's like one of your study sessions that you had back before you during one of your exams.
Okay. So specifically, I'm hoping to find more information about the types of creatures. Any notable locations that have been visited. If there are any maps I can find, that'd be great too. And then some more information about the sorceress.
You know that this place was a kingdom ruled by a king that used to go by the name of Arthur. Before he was overthrown by his half sister Morgana. And since there's been evil magic has kind of run wild. Hags have been known to live there. A lot of goblins, a lot of dark creatures. There are local legends about the place. You do find some old maps. There used to be a place called Albion. That's one of the places it was called. The sorceress is said to still live in the castle of Camelot, but nobody has been able to confirm that.
And can I get an idea of where Camelot is located on this map?
If you're looking,
As far as, yeah.
if you're looking at the map, you see that slight bulge on the western side of the peninsula.
Yes.
In the center of that.
Okay. Okay, cool. So hopefully we don't have to go that far. That works for me.
But it's lately is full. The place is filled with evil night creatures and dark magical beings.
So make sure to build a shelter before nighttime. Awesome.
So I'm just choosing my role now. I'm Belmont.
Does this make me Sypha?
That makes Galliford Alucard.
That actually works perfectly since that's the fighting style I'm kind of slowly piecing together.
And then there's Nix.
But yeah, speaking of that, you do believe there are rumors that there's at least one vampire coven in the kingdom as well.
Great.
And
is there any mention of that in the books?
yeah, and there are lycanthropes, a lot of werewolves as well. I mean, again, it's a dark place.
God, this really is Kiss Me, isn't it? Oh no. Wonderful. This place sucks. We're gonna That's all Karen was thinking this whole time is we're not going to make it out of here.
She's making a list of all the bad things.
Yeah, places to avoid.
She's like, I marked all the bad places in red. It's like, oh,
Big X.
kingdom is red. Just X now.
Give me an investigation check, Caradwin.
Awesome. I'm going to use my point of inspiration on this one.
Okay.
Because I want to get as much info as I can. Just really hoping for a better roll.
So,
Yeah.
no, 17 is good. Good. As you're kind of looking through, and there are plenty of illustrations of creatures and everything like that, especially from recent, over the years. The kingdom is old, but you do notice something. It kind of in these illustrations, there is a figure in the background, and almost in majority of that you see, and they're all of the same figure. It's, you can't tell because it's in the back. You get some glasses. It's like a hunched over woman with a staff, like your classic crone.
Is this figure in the same position and stance in every single photo?
Yes, and you find one of Morgana back hundreds of years. Again, Morgana's old, hundreds of years old, and again, as you're looking through, you see this figure in the background, in the illustration of Morgana, as well.
I'm gonna look very intently at the picture. I'm gonna say, as if I'm talking to the picture. Bog, I pray to God you're not actually in these photos right now, but if you are, move around. Does the picture move at all?
You see, you could be hallucinating. You've been at this for hours, and you're on drinking caffeine after caffeine after caffeine. You swear you see the head turn in your direction. The hooded figure turns its head and looks at you. That you swear it is, but you could be hallucinating.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know if I need to stop drinking coffee or if I need to not. I think I've just lost my mind.
But when you rub your eyes, the photo is back to where it was.
Well, on the chance that I haven't lost my mind, I suppose, Bog, if that is your name, I can't believe I'm talking to a picture. We're hoping to find you when we get there. It'd be nice if you helped us out a little bit. That'd be great. See you soon, I hope. Please don't eat our souls.
One of the attendants is walking by. Are you talking to that book?
It's been a very rough couple of weeks. I shut the book and I leave.
And I wanted him to lean over. He's like, I talked to my books too, and he's got a bunch of manga on it.
All right. It's like late at night. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. That late that you've been studying Caradwin.
Oh, wonderful. I'll find my room and go to bed. I'll find them in the morning. I'm sure they're out drinking and getting into bar fights.
All right. The next day comes. Uneventful. You guys were after kind of everything. You were just kind of contemplating. You didn't want to do. You wanted to be safe.
I was curious if the tavern owner knew anybody who who's actually been the hermit?
Oh, Herman?
Herman, yeah.
Okay. He shakes his head yes.
You mean nods his head yes?
Yes, he nods. He nods.
Kind of conflicting responses there.
He just takes his head and goes into a complete circle.
Okay. His head does a complete 360 degrees. That's pretty good.
No, he nods.
I'll say, well, we're planning on heading over there. I was hoping we could talk to somebody who's actually been there.
He stands there and thinks for a moment.
This guy doesn't say much, does he?
No, when you look at him, you could tell he has kind of, I think, he has a scar across his neck.
Yeah.
So he's not much of a talker. But he kind of stands there and thinks. What? Did you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Okay, goddamn. Okay, when my phone goes to sleep, it shuts it out. Okay, he says what?
I'm sorry.
When?
When are we leaving?
Talk.
Oh, well. We're free now.
He contemplates. He's like he finally gets a chalkboard. And he writes when are you leaving, and how soon do you need to talk?
Well, we're hoping to leave maybe as soon as tomorrow, depending on what our friend comes back with. It could be a day or two.
He writes he can set up a meeting. He can call his contact tomorrow.
I would very much appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Do we ever get his name?
His name is Murrin.
Yeah, get it right, Chris.
Murrin.
Get it right.
I said it right.
I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, his name is Murrin.
Yeah, I'll tip him a gold piece for helping us out.
All right. Caradwin, you arrive at the inn and see your compatriots at the bar.
I'm surprised you're all still up.
Oh, this is the next day.
Oh, this is the next tape. I
Yes,
hope you guys stay all night.
Yeah, you thought we were up till what? No, it's 8 in the morning. We're still here. No.
Yeah, have you even eaten breakfast yet?
Me? Oh, I probably not.
What's on the menu for breakfast?
Eggs and grits and bacon.
I'll take some of the bacon and eggs. Ooh, do they have green eggs? And ham?
Damascus will have eggs, bacon, grits, and he will start just piling on the bacon on Carrigan's plate. So what'd you find out?
This place is awful.
Yes.
And it's... Boy howdy if we survive. Really, it's not just Nix's life we've saved, it's all of ours. There's vampires, werewolves, an evil sorceress that could potentially still be alive. Oh, and I think I might have seen the witch that we're supposed to meet in the photos, but I don't know if that's just me losing my mind. So, there's that.
So you know what Bog looks like?
I know what their silhouette looks like.
So you're saying it's par for the course, he says as he adds another 3 pieces of bacon.
It kind of feels that way these days, yeah, absolutely. Are you adding bacon to my plate?
Yes, he's adding more bacon to your plate.
I do need to eat more. I really have been slacking on that lately. Thank you, I appreciate it.
So, describe the silhouettes, and you said vampires also?
Vampires, werewolves, and hags, oh my.
Well, I know tales of werewolves, like the big bad story I told you guys about, but vampires, I don't know much. I did hear a rumor that there was a skilled vampire slayer in this city, actually.
Oh, well maybe we can ask them for some advice.
Speaking of which, we had the tavern keeper actually know somebody who's been there. He set up a meeting for today.
Wonderful. That'd actually be great. He can tell us how dead we are.
Yeah, well, hopefully his first-hand experience will give us some more clarity on what we're facing. Are you eating that? He says, pointing to the bacon you put on your plate.
I mean, I guess. Do you want some?
Don't mind if I do, and you'll take one.
You know, you could have just put the bacon on your plate if you wanted it.
Yeah, but there was no room, and his plate is just covered in bacon, eggs and grits.
Right, fair enough. I'll have a couple of the pieces of bacon and then just slide the rest over to Damascus.
He'll finish it off.
So what other creatures did you happen to read about that are over there? And did the book maybe give any weaknesses to some of these things?
Well, werewolves are silver, vampires are sunlight and holy light. As far as other creatures, there was a lot of goblinoids mentioned. Just a lot of really dark magical monstrosities. I imagine we could probably run across owlbears, which are creations, maybe chimeras. Those are messed up experiments. Imagine something evil and just name it.
Did you want us to name something?
Yes, that was, yeah, absolutely.
It was a minute of awkward silence.
Snakes.
They got him.
The bigger snakes.
Absolutely. Have you ever heard of a giant constrictor snake? They're terrifying in photo.
What about Onis?
I'm sorry, what? Oh, Onis? Oh, actually, I don't know about that. That is...
You did not hear of any Onis in your research.
Yeah, I didn't see that mentioned, so you got me there. Fair enough.
All I know is that we talked to the Monster Hunters Guild, and that place has them shaking their boots. So that's saying something.
Well, I'm glad that the Wizards College and the Monster Hunters are on the same page about something.
Yeah, but also remember how they reacted when we mentioned that we took out that dragon? And they laughed and were surprised. So, I think we'll be fine.
I think that was less of a... I think that was just more they didn't believe us, because, I mean, frankly, I wouldn't imagine us taking down a dragon either. But I think this is very different, and very much a cause for concern.
Which I guess brings up the next topic while we wait for our meeting with whoever might be able to give us some advice. We need a better strategy of working together.
If anything we learn from Footfall, it's we need to communicate a little more.
Yeah, it was really easy when we just stood in a window and were able to fight from inside a building that the monster couldn't get in.
Oh, that's what you guys were doing. Sorry, I got the freeze breath in my face and I couldn't move.
In my defense, my legs just wouldn't listen to me when it roared. I had a plan, and it stopped me.
I think you are right, though. And we do need a better plan.
Nix, when we say run, you run.
But what if somebody's in
No buts.
I feel like
Maybe we
Tabascus
need
is developing PTSD.
Maybe we need a code word that is the sign that it's time to bail.
I like the word run. Can run be our code word?
That seems so obvious.
I think it also depends on the intelligence of the creature we're fighting. I mean, if it's super smart, it's just gonna go after the weakest and kill them as they run away. But if we shout like, I don't know, electric eel, it'll throw them off. It's like we're running plays in the local sport.
What if we say attack to run away? They'll expect an attack, but instead we run away.
Genuinely, I actually like that idea.
What if we do like a weird like hand signal? The wave.
I think we're doomed. I genuinely. I think this is it. I think we should enjoy our last meal.
Ethan wasn't so bad. I didn't feel anything.
I'm not looking forward to dying.
Then you
It's gonna be awful.
then you hear a voice. Then you shouldn't go. And you all turn and you see this this heavily an adventurer. He's carrying a sword on his back. He has bottles across and a bandolier. He seems pretty worn. He's wearing leather armor and everything like that. You believe this is the contact.
Well, unfortunately, we don't really have much of a choice. Nice to meet you. I'm Galliford Storsando, and you are?
Dread.
You wouldn't happen to be a judge in your local area, are you?
Do I look like one of those worshippers of Zool? Or, no, wait, not Zool. God damn it. Yeah, Zool. Zool is the god of law and justice. You could definitely tell this is not a worshipper of law and justice.
No, the Zool I was thinking about is not the god of optics.
So you're headed to Herman.
That's right. We heard you've made some tracks there.
I've been there.
Have you met someone named Bog?
Have a seat. Grab a drink.
He sits down. And Murrin hands him his, seems like his usual. I've never met Bog. No.
But the name is familiar to you?
They say it's a witch, so to speak, boogeyman in that sort of area. Oh no, she's not there.
Oh, great, that's a real thing. Wonderful. I was talking about a child's story, but
I don't know. Baba Yaga is real. Wouldn't be surprised if her and Bog are old buddies. But I've never met her. Every time she's mentioned or whatever, it's the creatures there, the inhabitants all seem to fear her name.
well, I mean, it makes sense. I did see her in photos with the evil sorceress that destroyed the land. Or pictures, sorry. Photos I don't think exist. So, picture. Paintings.
So what makes you want to go there?
The life of a friend.
We've kind of been tasked to head there.
Well, what is it that you want to know?
Mainly how to survive all the horrors that we don't live there.
Daylight is your friend, and nighttime is your enemy.
Is there any armaments we should be packing?
Silva, I recommend. Holy water. See, there's also a bunch of spirits, restless spirits that wander the forest. It's not just your vampires and werewolves. The whole
Not just your normal monsters.
exactly, and there's some creatures that, well, they're just they're an abomination, like they were created. They're not natural, if that's even a word there.
Boy, this gets better and better.
The coastline is is the safest bet. Stick to the especially the eastern coast. I would stay away from the western side if all possible.
Sir, I don't suppose you have a map of the area.
Kind of hard when the forest keeps changing.
Wait, what?
Oh, fuck. That wasn't mentioned in any of the books.
Maybe we should hire a ranger. What do you mean by rearranging?
I-
Literally.
I said changing, not rearranging. The forest itself seems to be alive.
Damascus is going to overlook the fact that all forests are alive. So, safe zone or area we can head to. We just gotta bunker down and head, hope for the best.
There is one area that said to be safe, and that's a lake. Legend says that some lady in the lake protects and all those who seek shelter.
Sounds like a god.
Did I read anything about this lake in the library?
Yeah, you would know that this lady in the lake protects her domain over. It's one of the one places like Morgana her evil cannot penetrate or whatnot. Her in the surrounding area. It's like one of the only few safe havens.
Great. Fantastic.
You can always try the locals. If you're open to trade.
Well, is there any other... is there anything else we should know before?
Any specific locals that we can trust with trading with?
You have better luck with the goblins than you do with the hags.
Wonderful.
I think that's a saying. Goblins over hags.
If we did need to meet one of these hags, for whatever reason, any recommendations on how we should approach parlaying with them?
Be prepared to sacrifice something.
Jesus Christ, I think we've done that enough. Fuck.
Things like to make deals. And you get exactly what you pay for.
Yeah.
Goblins over hags.
Goblins over hags.
Any idea of anyone who might be able to point us to this bog?
Again, your best bet would probably be the goblins. Don't know why, but that would be your safest bet. But you could definitely talk to the hags as well. The vampires, they don't care.
Well, I think before we go, as much as I hate to ask this,
Okay. Hello? 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 Hello?
it would be useful.
Sorry, my phone went off. Okay, ask the question again.
I think we're just discussing strategy.
But
I don't mind putting in money.
but Karen was going to ask a question.
Oh no, I was just suggesting to the group that before we leave, there's a spell that I could get that could keep us safe at night. But it's going to cost us 150 gold, and we have 15 platinum in the party funds, but I don't know how much it's going to cost to get us over there. So that's a concern.
What's the spell?
Theoman's tiny hut.
Tiny hut. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So that's my suggestion.
My question is, will it protect the cart and Harvey?
No. It's only about, I think, 10 foot in diameter or 10 foot in radius, and we might be able to fit Harvey in there. There's only 4 of us. I think it can hold up to 9 people.
And you know Beauregard can collapse.
Yeah, he can suitcase.
Don't forget about Beauregard.
Don't forget Aiden's here too.
That's right.
Over at a passed out Aiden. This cardboard cutout of Aiden with his his hand up. But if you think it'll improve our odds of success.
I do think it would improve our odds of success. So it's a 10-foot radius, and it can hold 9 creatures of medium size or smaller. I can imagine with 4 of us, well, 5 of us and a horse.
It's gonna be a tight fit, but you think you can get the 5 of you and Harvey.
Yeah, I can do that.
Well, I think this would be a perfect time to use the party funds.
Agreed.
Yep. As I recall through my mystical knowledge, any creatures and objects within the dome that are in it when it's cast can move freely. Any other creatures are barred from entering, and spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. So we'd be completely safe from the elements within the dome.
I think that sounds fairly self-explanatory, and I think we should go for it.
Wonderful. Then I will get right on that. I apologize for having to take money from the party fund for that.
That's what it's there for.
Are there any other supplies we think that could be useful then? Anything you recommend that we, what is this guy's name again?
Dread.
Dread.
I know you mentioned holy water and silver.
That would be good. Well, I only need 10 of the platinum, so that still leaves 50 gold to get other supplies. So that's at least 50 gold worth of stuff. That'd probably cover our rations and water.
Damascus does already have on the cart 2 big casks of water that he's been toting around.
Oh, that's good.
He's got 6 bags of feed for Harvey. We don't have any bulk rations though.
I think I have some daily rations, but that's about it.
Yeah. Damascus has 5 rations. He's got 7 rations total.
I have 6 total. That I have listed as being stored on the cart, technically.
Chris, I don't know if you can give Harvey like a inventory. That'd be nice, where he can just technically be in the cart.
I think in the game notes I have, there's a section that just says cart, so we can put stuff in there.
Well, I mean, there's the party treasure cart.
Yeah, if we want to just, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Aiden
We
has.
also have our bag of holding now. That's not on order anymore, right? We just have that.
Yeah, you have that now.
Yep, it's right at my waist. At the back.
Children,
The thing I wanted with Harvey was that we could just add stuff without having to consider how much weight is going on. Because Harvey does have a weight limit.
you do also, Children, don't want to burst your guys' bubble right then and there. You do believe, when talking about the teleportation, you brought. You don't think you can take the cart with you. He could teleport you guys, Harvey, and Beauregard.
Now, here's a question. How thick is this forest? Would we be able to move the cart through the forest?
From what Carowin has studied on the main road, if you guys find a main road, yes. If you go off trail, no. Think of the forest as Mirkwood Forest from The Hobbit, as they're the dwarves. If you've seen the movie Desolation of Smog, they're going through the forest to get to the other side to get to Lake Town. Is that thick?
So it might be that the cart might actually slow us down.
Exactly.
But we can still pass through with the horses?
You believe so? Yes.
So that's an option. But I mean, if the forest is that thick anyways, riding them, especially in the midst of combat, is going to be very difficult. I think the only real benefit the horses and the cart would prove is on a return journey if we have to pass through the mountains and the salt wastes. So we can take a boat, but the cart would be relegated to the coast until we get far enough north to reach the mountains.
I think that the cart is going to slow us down.
Right?
And you know how thick the forest is. If Harvey's going to be a hindrance, I'm sure I can find a place that I'll keep an eye on until we get back.
You think you can take Harvey? Harvey can maneuver. Harvey can maneuver easier than a cart.
I don't know. I'll leave that up to you. I mean, Damascus, I don't know how that'll... I'm also nervous, given the types of creatures that we can encounter, for Harvey's safety.
You can always buy horse armor for $5.99 on the on the DLC game store.
I got the season pass, isn't it free?
No, they sell like a separate season pass that's just for cosmetics.
Hang on, I'm going to get my credit card.
Tom Howard, if you're listening, we love you. But yeah, you could definitely. Yeah, I mean there is horse. Joking aside, there is horse armor. You can, but
I might be working on some hide armor for Harvey.
I'm almost thinking you should probably finish that before this trip, just to make sure Harvey is fine. Drip, was it? Would you happen to be heading in that direction anytime soon?
no, I have another assignment from my guild.
That's unfortunate.
There's a banshee that needs to be taken care of.
Oh, had our fill of those.
Yeah, good luck to you there. Well, unless there's anything else you want to tell us to warn us about that maybe we didn't ask, I think we should just start gathering our supplies and get ready to go.
Not much I can think of at the moment. Seems like you've also done your own homework.
Certainly tried.
Try to document everything if you can.
Oh, absolutely. I'm always researching.
I write down everything we deal with and run into.
Great. That way when somebody finds your corpses, they can figure out what happened to you.
Buy an extra journal.
He kind of chuckles at his own joke as you guys are just sitting there Really?
I will awkwardly join in his laughter.
I like lean towards Carrot Win in between the chuckles of just like, knock on wood, even if something did happen, have you noticed the other properties of our earrings that we wear?
Have I noticed what this is? No, I did not, but that is amazing. Oh my god.
And I just wink.
That's nuts. I had no idea.
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
Oh my god. Well, it's... Oh, shit.
You're welcome.
Oh my god.
I feel like I'm missing a joke.
I'm gonna let Carrot Win describe it when it's just the four of us.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll tell him later.
So, what are we, what's the plan?
Well, I do have another question before you leave, Mr. Dread.
Yes.
How many times have you been to this other side of the continent? And what have you faced there? I'm curious. I love stories, and it might help us know what to expect by hearing your tale from over there.
Been over too many times, and I don't want to talk about my stories. Wish you the best of luck. And I already told you what to expect. And he kind of gets up and leaves.
Oh, I was gonna buy you a drink before you left, just to say thank you.
I'm sure we've all bought a drink once.
Murren hands you his tab.
Good gosh, I got really bummed down.
Well, I think it's kind of understandable, given the stories that you just told us, so... It is.
Oh, fuck me.
I almost wanna... Well, he left pretty quickly. I'm trying to put two and two together to see if maybe he lost people over there, and that's why he didn't want to talk about it.
Well, we should have brought it to his business.
I think that's kind of a fair assumption. That's what happened.
I'm curious, Carradwin, did you, read up on the local fauna in the kingdom?
Yeah, what did I learn about the plant life over there? Any man-eating everything?
The most of the stuff you was about kind of the history and the takeover and the dark creatures. Not so much on the plant life, other than it's a thick, dense forest.
Just, curious if there is, foraging potential, or if we actually do need to stock up on rations.
I mean, there's probably the potential for it, but given how dark and evil everything is, we may want to be careful of that.
Hopefully there's at least goblin weed, that way we can continuously hunt for options to heal ourselves.
Because all I can say is I've had the runs from too many mysterious berries.
Yeah, maybe I can try to do a little bit more research before we leave on any thing that is edible.
And the man suggests silvered weapons.
Though I'm sure magical weapons will do the job too, but definitely some holy water.
Well, I do know from my own studies that, yeah, magical weapons usually can be in lieu of silver, which which I think most of us have a magical weapon at this point. Or we are magical ourselves.
Yeah, I got my gauntlets.
Yeah, I think at this point we just need rations, water, and I think we just head out from here.
Won't lie, I probably will pick up some silver bolts at least to utilize the crossbow in case we run into something I don't want to get very close to.
It's probably a good idea, especially if there are vampires or werewolves and stuff. We don't want to catch what they have.
So, Carradine, if we like, we could probably load Beauregard up with some supplies.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Well, we do also have a bag of holding that we can put stuff in.
Alright, we dump 150 gallons into the bag of holding.
As you
I think
guys
that would
are
be too heavy.
discussing, Murren approaches your guys' table with a lantern and sets it down.
Hello again.
Take.
The lantern.
He nods.
Oh, how much do we owe you for it then? I would say as well.
If lost, light and wait. And then he just walks away.
Kind of a strange fellow, isn't he?
I cast identify on the lamp.
Yeah, I was gonna see if it looked, because I have a lamp. What's wrong with my lamp?
As a ritual as well, because I don't have it prepared.
Oh, so you take 10 minutes of looking it over?
Yeah.
Well, we're discussing like stuff to buy.
You you don't get anything magical from it. And Damascus, this lantern seems older. There's nothing seems to be special about this lantern at all. The candle in it is just a normal candle. You just don't know why he would give you such a mundane item.
Well, I think it sounds important, and it sounds like it'll help us if we're in a jam. So I think Nyx should hold on to it.
Fair enough.
Okay. I mean, I can see just fine without it, but if it makes everybody feel better, I'll keep holding on to it.
If you don't want it, give it back.
I don't want it.
Then it helps.
All right.
So, Gallantford, silver weapons, rations, and holy water.
And armor for Harvey and maybe Beauregard?
Beauregard.
So, Gallantford, you grab your silver weapons. I'll see about maybe crafting some high armor for the horses. Erdwin, why don't you maybe see about some holy water, and then Nyx can work on rations?
Yeah, and I'm also going to get that spell so that we have that too.
Right.
All right. And Beauregard's still wearing that dread helm, by the way.
Oh yeah, he looks super scary. I love him. He's adorable.
He's got +1 awesomeness.
Alright, I'm going to edit the party treasure, so I'm going to take 10 platinum, maybe 5 platinum, and 5 gold for the party treasure.
So so Jared wins off. Damascus is gonna basically get in the cart, pull out his hide, start measuring it. When Nyx run off, he goes, none of those sweets. Don't just buy cakes and candies.
I just run off and I don't say anything.
Did you hear me?
teenager, but I guess
No, she's still a child.
But I guess I will meet back here, and I'll head off. I think we went to a weapon shop here.
The weapons you guys have made have been from the the hunter slayers.
Probably just go to a blacksmith to have it forged.
You could find a weaponsmith to silver your weapons.
Hey, it's a good thing I haven't really used the crossbow bolts. So I'll just find a blacksmith and see if he can silver the bolts. Man, I should have really did something fancy to this crossbow.
Also, I will add that Damascus has 89 gold in the coin bank. Gallenford, you have 177, and Nix, you have 78 in the coin bank, along with some silver and copper for everybody too. Gallenford has 19 electro.
Maybe I should do something fancy to this crossbow. Well, let me see what the blacksmith has on crossbows. Maybe I can just upgrade it.
Yeah, so if you guys want some extra cash out of there too, there's 55 gold in the party funds, and then everybody else has a whole bunch of stuff in the coin bank.
Yeah, I've got like 80 gold on me.
Also, we still have those 15 gemstones we never sold.
Oh, we never made it to the town to do it.
I think you did, but you guys didn't.
We didn't like the price or something.
Yeah, you guys didn't like the prices.
So we also have that we can trade for stuff too.
All right. So, Caradron, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go find somewhere I can buy a spell scroll for Behemoth's Tiny Hut, which will be, well, not even that. I mean, I just need to transcribe it, so I'm just gonna go to the library and then buy all the materials to transcribe the spell.
Okay. Yeah.
Get it from the university.
Yeah, you can definitely get that from everything you need at the university. Damascus, what are you doing?
I'm going to try and craft some hide armor for the horses using all of the hides I've collected thus far.
Okay, if you're
Some of them.
gonna craft it yourself, it's gonna take more than one day. It's gonna take a while.
It's okay, well, I'm gonna at least craft one for her.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Beauregard fence is that he can just play dead. When we get into danger, we just say play dead, and then he drops. Like, I think he's fine.
Okay.
Except if we want him to be durable if we're running away on him.
It doesn't give him. It gives him like +2 to AC, which is not much, but it's still better than nothing.
All right, Gallenford, what are you doing?
Silvering my crossbows and, if possible, upgrading the crossbow.
What kind of crossbow do you have?
A hand crossbow.
Okay. Yeah. And Nix, what are you doing?
Getting bulk rations.
Okay. Montage, Gallenford, Caradron, you're able to transcribe your spell. Damascus, you go to back to the smith at the hunter's lodge, because making horse armor by yourself is going to take forever. So you inquire him for help.
Yeah, I may hire his services, but I supply all the
Exactly.
all the material.
Gallenford, easy enough to silver your weapons or your crossbow bolts, and you can. He has just standard, a hand crossbow, a light crossbow, and a heavy crossbow.
Actually, there was a pastry shop here that was pretty famous, wasn't there?
Where the cake place was, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get rations, but
You buy 2 dark German chocolate cakes.
Nix, if you hide those away in the bag of holding before Damascus finds out, he won't know that they're in there, and thus he won't know to look for them. You have to know the item is in there to grab it, so it's perfect.
Gallenford will eat them.
So, go ahead and spend the money necessary off your guys' character sheets.
Also, how much is holy water going to cost?
Holy water is 50 gold pieces in Player's Handbook.
There you go.
If I'm going to get a holy water, I'm going to need the last 5 platinum.
And since that blacksmith just had standard crossbows, after silvering the bolts, I might go back to the Monster Hunter skill and just ask if there's anything fancy they can do to this crossbow.
Not within the time limit. Not if you're leaving tomorrow.
Alrighty, then I'll just go with the silvered bolts.
Yeah, custom stuff takes some time.
Do I have 1 vial of holy water for 50 gold?
Don't blow it.
I'll do my best. That's the 50 platinum from the party treasure gone.
Yeah, I like how Kerrigan immediately spent all of the party treasure.
I also spent 50 of my own gold. I'm super broke. Guys, I'm a poor college student wizard.
You got loans to pay.
I paid back my, well, I guess now I'm in party debt again. But I don't know how much everything else costs, but like I said, we have those 15 gemstones, and everybody has gold within their coin bank if they want to take it out of there.
So, Chris, I've got 3 deer hides that are 21 survival. I'll use as many as it takes.
Okay, do you want leather bard? Do you want leather, studded leather, ring mail, scale mail, chain mail, splint, or plate?
Well, I was going to do hide just because we're using hides, but if we can do better.
Okay. There's padded leather, studded leather. Hide armor's medium.
It's mostly just weight.
You could definitely get it's 100 gold pieces to silver item, each item.
Yeah, and it's 100 gold pieces for 10 pieces of ammunition.
Yeah. For your hide, it will cost, even for a horse, it will cost about 10 gold pieces.
I do have this chunk of pancake carapace and thing like that. I can exchange that instead.
Easy enough. Yeah.
Alright, I'll ditch that, Pete.
So, Harvey's armor class is 12 plus his dexterity modifier max of 2.
Yeah, so it's 12. And I'm gonna write that down.
Harvey doesn't have a dex mod?
He has a dex of 0.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a riding horse for you.
Is that better than his previous armor?
Previous armor's 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he gets a +2.
Yeah, Beauregard's also in a 10 with a dex of 0.
But Beauregard's undead, so there's that for him.
That's true. And he has the red helm, so he looks dope as hell.
Alright, I put armor class 12, hide party. And how many hides did that take?
How much hides do you got?
I have 3 hides of 21, 1 of 17, and one of 12 and 2 rabbits. 2 of the 21s for decent armor.
Yeah. If that's what, if you want to use the nicer hides for him, yeah.
Oh yeah, Harvey's getting the best. So I think I'm equipped if, as long as Nick's brought back enough bulk rations for everyone.
I'm trying to figure it out because I don't know how much it would cost, how many to get.
Is this the scene where she's like, how much can I get for this? And she just dumps all her money out.
I know how much one ration costs, but I don't know how much a bulk ration costs. How many are inside of the bulk ration?
I think
I asked somebody to come with me.
I would assume that if we're getting rations for the party, then since there's 5 of us, it would basically be paying for 5 rations.
Exactly. Yeah. Think of it as that way.
So how much is a ration? Like 1 or 2 copper?
it's 5 copper, I think.
5 copper per ration, so it'd be 25 copper for a bulk ration.
So 2 silver, 5.
So 2.5 silver.
Just get 10 for 5 silver.
Okay, I'll do that, and I'll take that out of the party funds.
So that'll be 10 days feeding us all.
And next,
I think it'll be 25 silver for that. If it's 2.5 silver per bulk ration.
Yes, 25 silver.
and
25
next for both cakes is what will cost 1 gold piece.
So it'll be 2 gold, 4 gold, 5 silver.
All right. So you figured that out, but now how are you planning on getting there?
Turn to Carolyn.
I mean, I would prefer teleportation, but it depends on how much that's going to cost in comparison to a boat.
Oh,
how
I
much
didn't even
does-
think your teacher was going to charge you.
How
Well,
much
he
was
might.
charging us?
He didn't say yet. He was trying to figure that out for us when we left.
You don't. He said you're not sure because you weren't sure how you wanted to get there. So he didn't. He said he will help you out any way that he can. You just need to let him know your mode of transportation.
Yeah, I think if we want to go and see how much that's going to be, we can do that real quick. Otherwise, we can try to find a boat. Let's just go see what the price is.
Sounds good to me.
Right.
Lead the way.
Real quick, another bio break. I've been drinking a lot of water, so I'll be right back.
I think that's it. That's accurate.
I think I'm gonna make Bucky send Carradwin like a little piece of paper saying I got the goods, and then like a picture of like of cake.
It's just a smear of frosting.
Yeah.
I love that idea that I just unravel it. It's like a fingerprint of chocolate that I can like take a look at the chocolate and be like, she got it. That's the stuff.
I just like imagining you opening up and you go, this could be one of two things.
Oh, I know Bucky did deliver it. God only knows.
So you kind of like give it a sniff and you're like, that's sweet. I'll go for it.
All right, I'm back. Did anybody else leave?
The infamous cake heist.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
The infamous cake caper.
I'm still mad at Brad for preventing me from eating that cake. So you guys make your way back to the university. You meet up with your professor. Yes. Did you figure out how you wish to travel?
How much would it cost us to teleport? Is there going to be a cost?
Since this it seems urgent, I will perform it myself. My only request is that you make it back alive, and being as studious as you are, a report on your adventure.
Oh, can we say in that montage that I spent a couple silver on a journal, so that I can like keep notes of all this stuff?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll take that money out.
Homework on vacation. What is this?
What do you mean? I love that idea. I can't wait to do some research.
Homework? It's like telling this tale. I'll give you some pointers, Carradwin.
Yeah, I'll absolutely take notes. I'll bring back some samples of fauna. Maybe if we find a werewolf, pull out a tooth or two. Same for a vampire.
Just come back with a report. As your return trip, I have done a little digging myself. Go south to the tip. There are some old ruins there that may house a way for you to get back. Only rumors, but it might be worth checking out.
Rumors. Sorry, repeat that one more time.
Go south. There are some ruins there that may help you get back.
Ruins in the south. All right. We'll keep that in mind. Is there any more specifics to that, or just vaguely?
Just vaguely rumors. It was an old it held magical trinkets. Supposedly, it belonged to an old wizard.
All right. Yeah. I'll keep an eye out. Wizard. Actually, I really want to go there. There's a lot that I can learn.
Do you have Evazine ready?
I think so. What do we have in the bag of holding? We have 10 days of bulk rations.
And I'm assuming you wish to take the horses.
Yes. Did we get anything else to put in the bag of holding?
You tell me.
Oh, 2 chocolate cakes.
What was that?
Huh?
You were saying something?
Oh, nothing about chocolate cakes, but I was saying that if there's anything else that we're putting in the bag of holding, so I can keep track of that on here, on the notes and
I
things.
think so, other than what was already in there. The rations, the water I think was placed in there.
How much water do we have?
I've been toting around 2 casks of fresh water, but that's pretty big.
We could probably at least fit one of them in there. Oh, no, never mind. Those are big. We probably can't fit them in there.
Yeah, those are whole barrels for the horses.
Fair enough.
Do you think we could put in maybe some feed for Harvey just in case?
Yeah, we can. How much feed do you have?
I have 6 days.
6
Are those like bags of feed?
Yeah, it's like one. I think it's like one ration for a horse.
You're gonna need to pour it in, because I don't think you can fit the bag in the mouth of the.
If I can actually have Harvey carry those if you need to.
Yeah, Beauregard could split some of that weight too. He doesn't need to eat, so we can just put that on Beauregard.
So we store him in his trunk, which is his rib cage.
Okay, I'm gonna put a section for Beauregard.
Are you guys doing that glitch where if you guys played Oblivion, Shadowmere, the undead, the demon horse for the Dark Brotherhood, you could kill the horse and then stow it full of shit, and then you can just carry it around.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, we're doing that 100%.
All right.
We should probably also ask your teacher if he'd keep an eye on our souped up cart that we're leaving behind.
Oh, yeah. Would you mind doing that, Professor?
I will take care of everything.
Thank you so much. Alright, last chance. I have the holy water on my person, but otherwise, is there anything else that's going in the bag of holding besides the 10 days of rations, the 2 cakes? Beauregard has the 6 days of feed.
Go get what you need, and I will prepare the teleportation circle. I'm assuming you're not there with Harvey and whatnot. You have to go get your horses.
Like, Damascus is taking stock of everything.
But yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else, like I said, that we want to get real quick. Yeah. That's it. Oh, I'm gonna put my 6 rations in the bag of holding as well, because I cannot carry those.
Quick question for everyone. Who's still got health potions or goblin weed on them?
I have like 6 goblin weed.
I don't think.
5 goblin weed.
I think I have. I don't have any goblin weed, but I do have 1 healing salve and 2 potions of healing.
I currently have 11 goblin weed, and I think I have 2 salves of it, 4 salves of it left. And a couple of, I think 1 health potion, and 2 of those other magical potions that were never used.
I have no idea what I do with my goblin, but I don't have any anymore.
I do, thankfully, still have that potion of water breathing.
I have 9 of them. I have 9 of them. I wrote it as salves or something.
Water, out of wizardry. Dust of disappearance, I still have that. Might be very useful. I should really reorganize my inventory. Holy shit, this is a mess.
As you guys are, I know you're doing inventory. As you guys are making your way back with Harvey, Nyx, you hear a voice call out to you, Nyx, and a girl about your height and everything comes up and hugs you, just comes up and gives you that big old hug, and you recognize this girl as Jules. She is a childhood friend of yours that you guys played with, as all over the place when you were traveling with your family.
Oh, it's been a while. Wow.
Are you alright? I heard what happened.
About what?
You dying.
Who told everybody I died?
Never met this other child in my life.
Well, I mean, at Footfall, people said you were dead.
Yes, that
What?
makes sense.
What is football?
Footfall. The village that you were at. Did I get the name wrong of my own village?
No, you're fine.
No, I just heard it wrong.
But you're safe and you're fine. Where are you going?
Going to, is it Hammond or
Herman.
Come on.
Why are you going there? That's scary.
You know, it's kind of a funny story, but I'll let Dallenford here, my friend, tell it. He tells it way better.
As I pull free my loot, that's my cue. And I'll tell this tale of an epic battle, the fall of Nyx, her retrieval, and a dangerous task into the unknown lands of Haman.
She's wide-eyed. She, she's, you're a bard, so she's very intense. Well, be safe and make sure you come back. I want to play again.
I'll definitely try to come back.
I miss you too, Bucky. And she gives Bucky some scritches.
Yeah.
Oh, we almost forgot about Bucky. We should have sewed him up some little protective armor.
Bucky does have a top hat.
It's true.
I can get to work on it if he needs.
But being in your presence, Nyx, and Jules' presence, and even with you guys feel gets this sense of warmth and joy, like you just like your optimism, where you're going to, that you have a sense of purpose. Everything seems cheerful now.
Hugs all around, and then we walk away. Get the feeling that we are never going to see each other again.
Yes.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, but but in her presence, it seems like you guys are happy. Like, we got to do this. We got to reunite these two back together.
This is gonna be a tale for the ages.
I gotta make something. Well,
Next you say your goodbyes, and you head back and you make it to the university.
So, just so you guys know, I've got on Harvey, I've got my lamp, I've got some torches, I got an extra blanket, some block and tackle, a shovel, an iron pot, and some extra rope.
that extra blanket is really nice. Is that okay? Actually, I'm also very important. So. I got my new hut.
Yeah, it's got temperature control.
Well, luckily this... Oh, we're not going anywhere cold. Never mind.
It might be very humid down there. That's right. That's another thing to think about. Well, off we go.
Yes, as I just had a thought. I think I went on a tangent and realized that we never addressed our whole working together better. Because I went off on a tangent.
I mean, I'm sure. Yeah,
We
that's
need some
true,
combo moves.
I turn into like a bear, and then somebody jumps on my back, and then they punch someone. I don't know. Flash at them.
Well, I wonder who is good at riding animals that punches things.
Listen, I've got real good about driving the cart, but I'm not that good yet.
Me? I do those things.
For example, Dwayne, you have that lightning ball, and
I mean, it's a ball of a lot of things.
we can do like a combo that's like electric shatter, where you hurl that and I'll hurl my clad bulk, which will be like thunderous energy with your electrical energy. It'll be like a combo AoE.
Yeah, that could definitely work. I also have that new red spell that can hold people in place. I have a few things that we can kind of combo.
Oh, I don't know if that breath spell, that dragon breath spell you're talking about, since you well, I'll talk to you about it later.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing bad. Don't worry about it. Just I don't want to interrupt the game. But so okay, so you guys get back. The professor, you guys meet out in the courtyard. So is you all ready to go?
Yeah, I think so.
Please stand in the circle, and I will perform the spell.
As I step into the circle, I'll look at Damascus and Nick, so I'll just like, it's like stepping through a door.
Okay. I usually go through the door and I slam it open and then I jump. So do I do that?
Just stand still, and everything will be fine.
You see Damascus is kind of like miming a doorknob.
He
And he's standing there next to her.
you see a professor finish up some scribbles on the circle. The runes begin to glow, and he begins to chant some some arcane words, and then there's a flash.
Well, good game, guys. We're dead.
Joke's on you, I've been dead the whole time.
You are standing in the middle of a dark forest, surrounded by foliage and trees. You hear a raven call off into the distance. You are now in the kingdom of Hermon. And that is where we're going to end it.
Damascus turns and goes, that wasn't anything at all like walking through a door.